Good morning everybody, welcome to the flower patch. My name's Iris Smith, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome guys, I hope you've all had a wonderful weekend and I hope you've all been busy, whatever it may be, with family, friends or even creating something beautiful. Right, today guys, I was going to do this last week, but then I did the bow tutorial. So I've left it out for in a box for today to do, and we're going to do a candlestick arrangement. Now I just want it in like the dusky blues with greens and a bit of white. So the candlestick itself is 13 inches high. I've placed on some styrofoam. I've cut it in a cylinder shape. Covered it in wreath wrap, which protects it if it got wet, if it went outside, and also covers the foam to make it look like it's just green, foliage or something underneath. It's a cheaper way, instead of using, moss, even though moss looks beautiful and natural, but it's just another cheaper way. So I'm going to crack on today because I've got a delivery with about 10 boxes or more. I can't quite remember, but they've given me a time slot. I mean, over here, Royal Mail, they've said it could be anything between now and 5:15 this evening, or 6:15. I can't remember. This evening, it may have been 6:15 actually. So it's a case of I've just got to be in to make sure I accept the boxes for the delivery. So I'm going to go through a few things that I've chosen. I haven't prepared, I've just got things out. I've just grabbed bunches of my twined fern, the dusted one, which I adore because I love the movement of it. I've got some of these pine needles that are on single picks. I've got a few more, but I haven't got the white on, so I just thought, with us using a bit of white, let's use them up. I've got out also my thyme. I had to think then what it was. Thyme as well, which has got white in and also slightly dusted. I've got out our sage leaves again that I take off a garland and place on single picks. So we've got those as well, which is the light foliage. The only dark foliage I have got, which I've cut off a garland again, is our ivy. So we've got some ivy. Excuse me. I have got out my dusky blue and slightly brown tone to them, my foliage. I'm not sure which one's this. It's not the maple because the leaves are all separated, so I can't quite remember what it's called. And I've also got out some white dusty miller in case there's quite a bit of foliage. I'm not going to use all of this, I'm just going to use bits. So we've got that. Now I've also got out one of the stems have come away. I've also got out the berries. I've got out the blue ones, again for movement, but I've also got these dark navy blue seed heads as well. I thought they would look pretty. I mean, and they do come just on single stems like that, so I didn't have to do anything with these. So I did buy some where there was on the bunch, but these come on single stems. So we've got those as well. Now I have got these, I don't know if they say anything what they're called. No, it just tells you where, basically what they're made of, and things like that. Now I keep these in the bag. As you can see, they get everywhere. So I've got a couple of stems, a few stems that I've got left that I chopped away, and I may want to use these as movement as well, with them having white in also. Now, I couldn't make my mind up whether it was them or some of this lovely filler. I think it's see you later. What are you doing about it later? Okie dokie. I think it looks like heather, if I'm being quite honest, but I've got a bunch of that out, so I may chop away at that instead. I have got one stem out of my Chinese lantern. I've ordered some of this in, I think, like a, I don't know if it's a sage green or I can't quite remember, or a forest green or maybe a limey green, but it's green. But I've ordered some in that colour as well. I've got also out 3 of my acorns in white. I just want 3, so I've got those. And finally, for our other floral, I've got out my dusky blue hydrangeas as well. Now, I have got out a ribbon. I don't know if I want an actual bow or just 2 loops and just 2 tail ends, or 4 loops, you know, and do maybe the fan shaped bow. So I haven't done it yet because I might not even incorporate one, and it is brown on the other side as well. They call this the film strip. So I've got, I think, about quite a few rolls of this colour. I did have it in, I think it was yellow with orange on the back. So I just decided to get 1 ribbon out instead of 2 like I usually like to do. So I just thought, let's just go with the 1. I may, excuse me, my throat's really dry. I may grab other bits. I'm not quite sure. I was looking up there earlier and saw some other things, or I may grab some dark foliage instead. So, because I don't want to add too much light foliage in and make it look, you know, too light. I want to add a bit of contrast with the dark tones as well. So that is what we've got. So I'm going to, I think it's, I can't remember, I think zoom in or out, one or the other, just so you can get to see what I'm doing a little bit closer. I've got the camera on a stand today instead of my workbench, because I tried it on the workbench. It was just too close. You know, I couldn't get the whole candlestick in. So give me a moment. So let's just, right, zooming in I need to do. So I think I just left it there so you could see relatively the top part of the candlestick. Let me just grab, I've got some oddments that I did. I don't know whether to use that one or I'm going to get them as backup. Oh, I've got an oddment there. Have I got some? Oh, I've got these smaller ones. I may use those instead. I've got out some of my leftovers from the eucalyptus, but then I've also got these, oh, I can't remember. You know, it's always the same on a Monday. Every Monday, because I've had the weekend off, I've gone, doolally. Oh my gosh, what are they called? It'll come to me. But these are smaller bunches. So I've just found an oddment. Oh, they look like orange leaves, but they're not. Shikibi, that's it. It came to me. So with them being dark as well, I may incorporate some of those. So we'll keep those aside. But first of all, oh gosh, I want to put in the ivy because I want some coming over the sides. I just chopped away at it as it was up there. I didn't even see how long they were. I just snipped and hope for the best. Me and my oldest son took Benji a walk today. We took him on a long walk. Oh, he loved it, and I bought him some treats. I always buy treats. Every Monday I fill up with treats. Even though his owner buys the treats, I always buy as well. Right, so I'm going to place these ivy coming down. So I'm going to place these in more towards the bottom because I want it coming down. I'm not as fussed if I don't see the top part of the stand. As long as we can see a little bit of it, you know, I'm happy about that. Oh, let's get that one in. I can see. Let's cut it. So I hope you was busy at the weekend. I know my friend Audrey went to a craft fair. She lives in a little place called Phoenix in New York. And I hope you did well, Audrey. I hope you did really well. I saw the setup, what you did, and it looked lovely. I don't think you did too much either. I think you did a perfect amount. I know some people say really stock up when you go, but I tend to, you know, take what you think is enough. You know, everybody's got their own opinion on things. So I would go with what you think is the best. There, we've got a double. Is it a double? A little double. So I've been with my, oh gosh, cleaning my stove. Does anybody enjoy that over the weekend? Because it's an auger and it's got cast iron plates on the top. I've had to clean that. It was ready. Oh my gosh, guys. It just went on and on. But it's done. It's done. I'm going to, with this as well, bring one coming up at an angle. And then I'm also going to get one and bring it coming down as well. So let's just have that sticking up like so. And then we'll bring this one just coming slightly out like that. I've got some other bits. I've got smaller pieces. I could bring just a few smaller pieces just sticking out from the side, but higher up. Oops. Oh, I've treated myself. Oh my gosh. To some, you guys in the States all know what it is. Farah silk ribbon, luxury ribbon. Only two, because it is extremely expensive. One what's got a few pearls on, and a black one that's got, like, we call them hundreds and thousands, what look like that. Extremely expensive, but I just wanted to get it. The lady where I get the American ribbon from, she was doing a live. Oh guys, it was too tempting to miss out. And the thing is, she only had so many in, so it was a case of everybody was bidding for them. Luckily she read the names out who had got one, and my name got read out, and I was like, oh yes. So yeah, when that comes, guys, I'll show it you. But I will only be using the Farrow silk ribbon for deluxe wreaths or arrangements, because it's so expensive. One lady said she'd be frightened to cut it, she'd be crying, so she thinks she'd just sit there and stroke it. I agree. So yeah, it is. I have to again, it would only be for deluxe items or luxury items, or somebody who wants to really spend quite a bit of money but would like a beautiful deluxe bow with it. Right, I'm going to put in some of our twined fern, and I'm going to place this. I'm going to go around some I'm going to place further up, you know, higher, like that one's higher than this one, and then some I'll bring lower down. I keep hearing, you know, trucks, and I keep thinking it's going to be the delivery and we're going to get disturbed. Hopefully not. Then I'll bring one a bit further down as well. So I've got 4 around the outer side. I'll bring one up here with the ivy, what's quite tall, so I bring one up with that, just to give that movement up above. Let's just try and manipulate it a little. Oh, and then I'll just bring one. Let's just manipulate these to get the stem pointing down. I'll slightly bring this one offset. And then I did see one where I've got one fern on. I'll just bring to this side. So we've got our just a twine fern all the way around us. Oh my good gracious me, as much as I need. Now, as you can see at the bottom where the ivy goes, I don't want to go below that. I want to stay relatively up here. I want some of the ivy to be longer so it's seen, but I want to really, you know, stay around the top part. So let's have a look at this eucalyptus. Again, I'm not going to be placing lots of stems in of each thing. Now the eucalyptus would fill these gaps down below. Yeah, just there, with them being long and bushy, they will fill these gaps up. So, and again, I want to keep this sort of greenery up around that height and let the ivy just hang. So we'll do that. So I will place it slightly higher up. Oops, and then just manipulate it. So it's not, if that look, you know, makes sense, it's not below where the, oh, that's not, where the longest ivy is, you know, sitting. So we'll keep it up. So I'm placing this one on the top of the styrofoam. I think it's these that can be, oh no, it may not be these. I've got something, I can't remember what it is, that can be quite difficult to twist if you want, you know, your leaves are pointing the opposite way. Can I put, no, we'll leave it like that. So that's the, I'm just twisting the leaves. Now it's in, so keeping that like so. They've got like thorns on, like a rose bush. There's a little bit of detail. I think I'm only going to place maybe 3 of these because they are quite big and bushy. Oh, I can't get it in. Right, let me get my old puncher just to give it a little bit of a help. And try again. Yeah, so I'm not going to place any more of those in. I'm just looking for a smaller one. I could cut some because I don't want to go too high either. Let's cut that one. I want to basically stay around this height. It will be quite, as you know me guys, I like full, I like big. I'll just place that in the center, like so. So I'm not going to place any more in. What did I, oh, it's here. So I'll put those back in my leftover bucket. Now let's have a look. So I don't think I'm going to use, or I may, so we'll keep those out. We need to place in the blue, some blue. Because the candlestick is also like a sagey green with a few blue undertones, that's what gave me the idea to do this colour. I don't know whether I want it that long, no. Oh my good gracious me. It's caught up with the ivy. So have I got smaller pieces of, I may have to cut these down. I don't want them extremely long. Got something in that one as well. I'm just having a look this side. yeah, we're going to place some of these in. So I'm cutting them down. I can get 3. So let's just tidy that one up. There we go. So I'm going to mix these in and around, as you can see. Then I'll probably bring a few up above as well, because these are quite broad. Oh, I don't know why. You know, this styrofoam is excellent because obviously it's sometimes it's tough to get in, but it really does hold the stuff. So let's give it another go. There we go. So I've just basically placed that there. And again, I'm going to go some at slightly higher than others. And with the styrofoam being a bit tough when I place these in, I am cutting them at a 22-degree angle. Which is a much sharper angle. Oops, daisy. I mean, these would look lovely. I do like candlestick holders, I must admit. I do like to see them in the home. I've got some. I think they always add, you know, a wonderful look to a home. We'll bring that one down. And then do I bring? I may place like a triangular position. How about only single? I've noticed here in the UK it's getting colder. I was talking to my sister, and with her having horses. I mean, upon the open field, she says it is quite chilly. What's it like where you are, guys? So I've just placed some up there. I may place another one in actually. I did take Benji for a walk this morning with my winter jacket on. because it was really breezy. I'm just having a look. I'm not placing one in the middle because I'm planning on placing a hydrangea there. So as now I don't need any more. I don't think so, but we'll place them down there in case. Now, do I do a bow? That's the big question. Oh. See, the bow looks nice. I wouldn't place a bow on top because once you place it on either your mantle or your window, you know, something like that, you won't really get the benefit of the bow with it sitting at the top. So I like to always bring the bows around either midsection or below the bottom. So I'm just thinking, if I do one, let's just dovetail it. How long do I think about there. So how long's that? Yeah. So I'm just gonna have a look. So all I do when I do it by hand is pinch it once I decide on how long I want the tail end, and then decide on the length on my, on my mat. I'm going to go to 12 inch, so I'll go where 12 inches, pinch it, and then I bring it towards myself to meet my thumb and finger in the center. So I have that. Then I twist it half a turn, measure 12 inch again from where I'm pinching it, and pinch it again, and then I go under, away from myself. Now I'm going to twist. I want to just see, or do I do 3 loops? So do 12 again, and you can always measure if it's the same with the loop by placing in your fingers, and if they both meet, then it's the same, like that one on the opposite side. So let's just see if 3 would be better. Yeah, I think 3 would be better. So I'm going to cut around there. I'm going to get a cable tie, place it through my thumb and finger so it comes out the back, and then pull. I'll get a floral wire and pop in that through, and then I'll pull tight. You don't have to, when you're pinching it in the center, hold too tight, guys. That can hurt your fingers. I've missed a loop, I've let go, so I'm gonna have to. So if you've missed a loop, just take it off the cable tie or whatever you're using. I forgot to go around that loop, so let me just get another. Take that out. Let's just make sure I've got it in. My apologies, but I'd rather you see when I do it and I get it wrong. Oh, I've done it again. Oh my gosh, guys. You know what? I'm going to start again. Let's start again. I can't believe I've done that twice. I'm that used to doing, you know, things like this. Right, just pretend we didn't get there, yeah? 12 inch, right, let's pinch. Then do another 12 inch. Coming towards me. Another 12 inch. Going away from me. Twist. Another 12 inch. Coming back in towards me. And twist. Right. I just can't believe I've done that. Let me make sure they're all in. Are they all in? Yeah. I can't believe I've done that. I'm so shocked. Pull. There, they're all in now. Oh. Well, third time lucky. Right, anyway, forget that I did that. Grab your two floral wire at the back or whatever you're using. Twist your bow. 1, 2. I really can't believe that. So then I've got just 3 loops and 2 tail ends. And I'll go to bed tonight dreaming. Dreaming of the mistake that I did. So sitting it like that. And that's how I want it sitting. So because I've got 1, 2. I may do another one. Let's see. Let's see if I go wrong with this one. Did I dovetail that other end? No, I didn't. Gosh, Monday. It's Monday. Right, 12-inch tail end. Have I got? Let me get my mechanics ready. So 12-inch on the board, pinch, measure 12-inch again, turn it under towards myself, which makes your 6-inch loop, twist, 12-inch again, turn under and away from me, pinch it in between my thumb and finger, measure, yep, twist, 12-inch again, under. Da, da, da. Get my cable tie. I haven't cut it yet. I'm going to cut it when it's all secure. Get my... You can do that as well. You don't have to cut it immediately, your tail ends. You can cut them at the end while it's still attached to, and keep it attached to your reel. So that's, let's measure 12-inch there. Oh, I've just heard a truck. So we've got our second bow. Right, guys, let me just check. One moment. Sorry about this.